everyone, I'm Godzilla 1994 and I'm here possibly re-reviewing the most epic figure collection or something in my, entire channel, because this was actually one of my most popular videos at the time. The Gashapon set of Godzilla figures, which I discovered that these versions are, I believe, the bootlegs. I'm not entirely sure, but these are really nice, Anyways, let's get started. We are going with Godzilla, then the rainbow versions of Godzilla, like the red, orange, blue, and crystal, then the other kaiju. So let's begin. So, taking a quick look at Godzilla, we see that he's just a minifigure with no articulation. It's pretty nice. He has some white on him, like his chest and part of his hips and legs, which it's a pretty nice effect. It kind of reminds me of a film, reminds me of that scene of Son of Godzilla, where grabbing Godzilla Jr. real quick, replacing Minya. Godzilla's hugging Minya just to protect him from the coldness, and it kind of reminds me of that because he's all snowy and everything. So it kind of reminds me of like snow or something. The spines and tail, the spines are rubberized, so if you drop this guy, there won't be any consequences, like NECA's Godzilla. And we have his stupid long tail, which his tail is kind of long for him, but I like long tails, so he's the same exact sculpt as the other Godzillas. So I guess we'll move on then. And oh boy, thunder thighs. And his pose is just kind of like this. So let's move on to the next Godzilla, which is Ketchupzilla. Yeah, he is red like heck. And I want to make this point that the Godzilla tails are sort of different from one another. See, this guy's tail sort of curves in downwards, while this guy just kind of curves like whoosh. So there's definitely a difference, and you can kind of see it through here. So yeah, he's just the same exact thing, except his spines and nails, oddly enough, and his burning patches are made of red translucent plastic. And I will get a light. So with my lights up and all four of the translucent Godzillas, you can see that they're translucent, which is pretty neat. It's not that bad. But unfortunately, this Godzilla, it's not gonna happen. So now that we got the lights back on, I guess we'll take a look at these other three. So, same thing. It's basically the same exact thing except different colors. I like this part because it kind of makes me think about like different versions of Godzilla. This one is your standard meltdown. This one is like a frozen Godzilla that's seen in Godzilla vs. Destroya, where he's he's frozen. Kind of reminds me like that. And this is his meltdown version, where he's going to meltdown, or his red spiral. While this is his atomic breath. Obviously, he didn't have these patches of blue when he shot it, but if you get the right camera angle, ignoring all these, then I think it'd be pretty awesome. Next, we're gonna go over the son of Godzilla, Godzilla Jr., which this design comes from the movie Godzilla vs. Destroya, or Destroya, some people like to call him. He's not really size accurate with Godzilla, because in the movie, I believe Godzilla Jr. came up to here, but I don't really mind it. I always consider like this as in like a matchup. I do plan on getting like a figure that's about up to here on him, so it does go well in scale, maybe like the 6-inch Bandai. That's only my guess. So Godzilla Jr.'s paint, just green, white, and a bit of orange? Wait, that's red, yeah. So there's absolutely no shading, which is perfectly fine. Seams are very noticeable, but that's what you would expect on a minifigure. Once again, no articulation, but sculpt and paint is absolutely gorgeous on this guy. And I love the shape of his feet, kind of like whoosh. Alright, the next kaiju we are going over, getting his tail out of the shot, Anguirus. So Anguirus is very small. He's probably my favorite out of the bunch because he's just so accurate to the films. Like, alright, if you were to ignore this guy being the Heisei Godzilla and instead with the Showa, this would actually work because the Showa Godzilla was about this height when he fought Anguirus in 1955. And when they stand up, this is how it was. So I guess you could have them like this, battling or hugging because they were friends. Not in the first movie, sorry, the second movie. But Anguirus' paint is white, brown, a whitish brown, white, a brownish black, and yellow. So sculpt is very accurate. Paint, once again, very, very nice. Next, we're going to go over everyone's favorite American Godzilla, Zilla. And by that, I'm just joking because we all know everyone's favorite American Godzilla is obviously Godzilla 2014. Well, maybe. But here, he's in the strangest pose I can ever think of him. Like, in the movies, I know he was, like, really fast and everything, but he didn't have to be in this pose. It's good. I'll give it that. His spines are very, kind of squishy, but his pose is very dynamic, which he has his 2 feet on the ground, and one of his arms on the ground, and one of his arms in the air. So, making him display with Godzilla, I guess you can have him hopping on his back, or maybe grabbing my bootleg King Ghidorah minifigure. You can maybe have him squish King Ghidorah like this. And to be honest, it's actually a pretty nice fit for him because his foot is perfectly flat on King Ghidorah's wing. And then when King Ghidorah gets up, he's dead meat, like cha-cha-cha. Yep, poor old Zilla. So this one we're going to go over, Gigan, which this one comes from 1972's or 3's Gigan, Godzilla vs. Gigan, or Godzilla vs. Megalon. So let's get this over with. Sounding like I hate the figure. I don't hate the figure, it's pretty nice. So head sculpt for a minifigure, it looks fantastic. One gripe that people may have is that there's no King Ghidorah quote-unquote scales coming on the neck, which I think there was in the movie, but it's a minifigure. Don't gripe a minifigure. So the hands are very sort of symmetrical, as in that I mean they're in similar poses except one's going down, one's going up. But I've seen some viewers things have their arm go up, which is not accurate at all to the figure. But overall, nice figure, and I'm always trying to get the wings to spread out like this, how they are, but it's not gonna happen. And the last one is MG, which this one is the 1974 version, I'm guessing. And I love this figure because he has 2 poses, basically. You can have him flying, with the head not really straightening up, or you can have him just like this, facing off Godzilla, which, yes, Mechagodzilla was supposed to be about the same size, if not taller than Godzilla, but it's the Heisei Godzilla, so, yeah. And for a quick one-size comparison, they are with the NECA 1954 Goji. Very awesome. And that's basically all I have for this review. What's the final verdict? Well, if you guys do not have a lot of money, I do suggest you guys pick these figures up, because these figures are truly one of a kind, because this is pretty much a steal of a deal. I got this set for only $10, and in retail value, I'd say that these guys are about 30, because these guys come from Japan. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think these figures are worth picking up? Let me know in the comments. And anyways, this is another review by Godzilla 1994. See you guys later.